And we are running. Thanks for tuning into our latest episode where we, as always, will give you some news and insights from the trail running scene. We are trying a new format today where we focus on race results, FKTs, and also some general issues. Today we're going to highlight the Garmin outage that has been taking place over the last week. For this new format I went outdoors. It's going to be a hot day today, 35 degrees in Munich. That is why I headed south to the woods along the Isar River, where you not only find excellent single tracks but also can take a dip and cool down afterwards. And before we dive into the content, please make sure you subscribe to our channel. That would be great. If you dig our content, give us a thumbs up. We would love that. Let's start with some races. For a long time there have been no actual events. That is why I was really excited to see some real life events taking place and athletes competing under fair and equal conditions, because even though we had these virtual challenges and virtual races, people are not racing on the same courses, don't have the same vertical gain, or are running on different terrain. So it was really difficult to compare this. It was a great way to keep the community together and motivate people. But now we are actually seeing some competition where you can see and compare people on real life conditions. Of course, I can just highlight a couple of races, not all of them, so feel free to notify us, send us a comment, send us a message if you want us to cover one particular event in more detail. Let's start with the Golden Ring in Russia. It seems like there have been very good conditions because both male and female categories saw a new record set in this event. The lineup was all Russian, it seems, a feature that we're probably going to see more over the course of the season because of the travel restrictions in place and people also not willing to travel very far because or don't register for events that are far away because they don't know whether they will be able to travel or not. So probably more local participation, but still going to be very interesting. On July 17th, Konstantin Ivanov proved that the competition from within Russia was good enough. He set a new record with 8 hours, 53 minutes and 12 seconds and was followed by Ivan Motorin 10 minutes behind, and then we had Nikolai Yalanov 50 minutes coming later in on the third place. Antonina Yoshina brought home the record in the women category with 9 hours, 52 minutes and 28 seconds. She was followed by Olga Vesyolkina with 10 hours, 15 minutes and 7 seconds, and then came in Elena Nechayeva much later on third with 11 hours, 36 minutes and 11 seconds. In the US, the Beaverhead 55K and 100K in Idaho and crossing into the Montanas was able to attract the biggest number of competitors of the races that I have seen. The 100K took place on 11th of July and 25-year-old Andre Miller was able to finish first with 9 hours, 31 minutes and 47 seconds, which is also a new race record. And he put a lot of distance between him and the second in line, John Hamilton, who finished after 11 hours, 3 minutes and 3 seconds, which was just 5 minutes and 40 seconds ahead of the third place. And this third place was taken by Jacob Ketchum. Melissa Flores won the women competition with a time of 13 hours, 58 minutes and 11 seconds, just a little over 7 minutes ahead of Greta Bayer. And then we had Christina Patterson coming in third with 14 hours, 16 minutes and 31 seconds. The Swiss Alpine in Switzerland obviously took place only last weekend. It is an event with a long history of 24 years and offers distances of 10, 23, 43 and 68k. In the woman category of the 68k race, which features 2,600 meters of vertical gain, the Czech runner Marcela Vazinova crossed the finish line first. The 7 times winner and local heroine Yasmin Nunije quit early in the race due to hip pains. Also, the man category proved quite emotional. Riccardo Montani from Italy was able to beat Raphael Sprenger after 6 hours, 12 minutes and 28.2 seconds in a very strong finish by only 16.4 seconds to the win. The third to cross the finish line was Stefan Wenk, also from Switzerland, who led the race until he missed a turn. Actually, turns out he was so fast that the turn was not yet marked when he came to the point. After a detour of about 20 minutes, he was able to catch up with the race leaders later on, but he had to pay tribute to the additional effort and in the end finished third. He was nonetheless declared the moral winner by the race organizers and awarded the same prize money as the actual winner, which is a really noble gesture by the race organizers, I have to say. Another big trail festival that took place last weekend was the Montreux Trail Festival, which offers distances of 110, 55 and 30 kilometers. Also the festival features a family trail and night runs. In the male category, Jean-Philippe Tchoumi from Switzerland secured the first place after 112 kilometers with 4,200 meters of vertical gain. And his time was 14 hours, 10 minutes and 39 seconds. Just before Andy Simmons from the UK, who followed after 43 minutes and 5 seconds. And then third was a French runner, Ludovic Pommeret, another 13 minutes and 51 seconds behind. There was a photo finish for the 4th place with the Swiss Mathieu Clément beating the French Cédric Charvet by only 1 second. Experienced Dutch runner Ragnar Debatz won the woman category after 16 hours, 43 minutes and 10 seconds. It was more than 28 minutes faster than André Tanguy on 2nd place and Marilyn Nakache 48 minutes later on 3rd place. Both of them are from France. And there was a big gap to the other runners. Francesca Canepa from Italy came in 4th place, more than 3 hours and 12 minutes after Ragnar had crossed the finish line. Again, these were just a couple of highlights, but I still hope that you enjoyed the updates. And let's move on to the fastest known times. And there have been some very interesting records and attempts. I think one of the reasons is that many of the races have been cancelled due to COVID-19, and the athletes have been training and preparing and are now looking for other challenges. We see a very similar dynamic in the climbing world, where the athletes have been preparing for the competition season, especially for the Olympics 2020, where climbing would have been Olympic for the first time. Now, with no competition climbs, these athletes use their form for repeating hard outdoor climbs and crushing routes. I can in no way cover all FKTs that have been done during the last couple of weeks, but if you are interested in one particular or maybe in a neighborhood trail and see what the FKT is on that one, just head over to fastestknowntime.com. First off, I want to cover the battle for the Watzmann Traverse. The Watzmann is Germany's 3rd highest peak with 2,713 meters, and the Traverse is on the bucket list of basically every German mountaineer, I would say. I did it myself a couple of decades ago, I have to admit, and I did it in the traditional way. First day I went up to the Watzmann House cabin, stayed the night, and then did the Traverse on the other day. All in all, I spent about 15 hours on the Traverse. The ascent to the cabin is on mountain roads. The Traverse itself is highly technical, almost via ferrata style, before you descend on a huge field of scree, and then you have to run back 10 kilometers to the Wimbach Bridge, back to the parking lot where you started. This is all in all 22.4 kilometers with 2,260 meters of vertical gain. Now the last FKT was set in 2018 by Anton Palzer with 3 hours, 6 minutes and 56 seconds. And then on the 23rd of June, Hannes Namberger stunned everybody when he stated a time of 3 hours, 1 minute and 53 seconds. But local hero Anton Palzer of course could not let this time stand, so only 3 days later he countered and he shaved off another almost 15 minutes to finish after 2 hours, 47 minutes and 8 seconds. A similar battle was fought on the Pennine in the north of the UK, and with 431 kilometers we are back in true ultra territory again. So it is no wonder that the 30-year-old FKT set by Mike Hartley in 1989 was about to be challenged. The first successful attack came from John Kelly, who finished the trail with 2 days, 16 hours and 46 minutes on July 16th. But only 8 days later he was beaten by Damian Hall with a new time of 2 days, 13 hours and 34 minutes. For me, getting all the updates via Instagram and other sources on these FKTs on the Watzmann and the Pennine almost felt like following a race, and I am sure not the only one who was thrilled, because Summit Fever Media is going to make a documentary about the Pennine FKT, which is scheduled to be released in October. So make sure you mark your calendar for that one. But the women have not been sluggish either. Christine Berglund is the first to clock in an FKT for the Berliner High Trail in the Zillertal in Tyrol, Austria. And from now on, 23 hours and 57 minutes is the time to beat on this 95 kilometer loop with 7,400 meters of vertical gain. Another female FKT was set on the Bob Graham round in the UK by Beth Pascal on the 24th of July with a time of 14 hours, 35 minutes and 26 seconds. Jim Walmsley did a very low-key FKT attempt on the Hard Rock 100 race route, and Jim Curry from Run Steep Get High did 2 excellent videos about this FKT attempt. I do not want to copycat his videos, so make sure you head over to his channel and watch the videos, and also his very interesting comparison to the race times of the current record holder of this course, which is Kilian Jornet. The Stubai High Trail in Austria is a very technical high alpine track with some glacier crossings on 78 kilometers, 5,700 meters of vertical gain, and during 1 week of very good weather we saw a couple of FKTs set on this great track. On 4th of July, a mixed gender team of Ramona Volk and Ronald Jahnke established a time of 19 hours, 44 minutes and 40 seconds in this category. On the same day, Alexander Hutter and Christian Stern finished the loop in 13 hours, 39 minutes and 34 seconds, but they were put in place by Daniel Jung just 5 days later when he put up a 12 hours, 53 minutes and 39 seconds time. German runner Ida Sophie Hegemann was the last to make an attempt in the unsupported category and made it in 19 hours, 16 minutes and 9 seconds. Congratulations. The Tahoe Rim Trail is one of the classical FKT targets in the US, which is proven by the current or the last record holder Kilian Jornet himself, who had a time of 1 day, 14 hours, 32 minutes for this 171 kilometer race, which features more than 9,900 meters of vertical gain. This July it saw a lot of FKT traffic with a new supported FKT of 1 day, 13 hours, 12 minutes by Adam Kimball on July 18th, and an unsupported 1 day, 17 hours and 9 minutes 2 weeks earlier. Read up on this attempt on Instagram. Nice write-up about what an unsupported runner has to consider when trying such an FKT. For the women, 3 unsupported FKTs have been set on this course over the last 30 days, with Fran Selenitz hitting it off on the 27th of June, followed by Helen Pelster, and then the current FKT was set by Candice Short, who finished after 2 days, 12 hours and 47 minutes on July 6th. With 1,845 kilometers, the Ice Age Scenic Trail is a whole different kind of beast. Still, we now have an official FKT for it. Kudos to Corey Waltering for finishing after 21 days, 13 hours and 3 minutes. From the pictures it looks like the weather gods have been kind to him, and I think it was a very strong statement to see a black runner setting up this FKT in these times where racism, inclusion, openness are at the forefront of the news cycle. And I think these are topics that we in our sporting community should discuss much more. With this we get to our special topic, which is the Garmin outage earlier this month. If you own a Garmin device, the 23rd of July was not your best day this year. Users all over the world started experiencing outages, not being able to connect to Garmin Connect and other services, and quickly word made round that Garmin was the victim of a ransomware attack by a Russian hacker group, supposedly Russian hacker group called Evil Corp, for $10 million. This attack not only affected Garmin Connect, but also Garmin's customer support services and even their services in the aviation industry, air travel industry, pilots being not able to connect to Garmin servers, which sounds pretty scary to me, I have to say, but luckily currently air traffic is kind of low because of the travel restrictions due to Corona. We don't know whether Garmin paid the 10 million or found a workaround to bring their services back to life, but on the 27th of July they informed the users that they were getting back online. My impression is that they did not pay the money, but are working on solving this technically, because we still on the 31st of July have a couple of services that are not fully functional. And so I think they are trying to stitch it back together in some way or another. Garmin states that they have no indication that user data was compromised, but I think we will have to wait a little bit longer to see whether this is true or not. You find a pretty good article on the topic on t3.com, which I linked down below. I myself am not using a Garmin watch, though I was pretty unfazed, but I really like the memes that were going around. If you are a Garmin user, let us know about your experiences and if you still have difficulties connecting your device. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Let us know how you like the new format by giving us a thumbs up or leaving a comment. You also find us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and we are looking forward to talking to you in our next episode. So long.